Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner. Unfiltered commentary. Not your truth, the real truth. Please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for your support. Welcome back. From PJ Media, Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton weighs in on dangerous Plano incident in which BLM traps motorists and brandishes a weapon at them. You can see the weapon very clearly right there in the yellow circle. I'm going to read this and then show you a little bit of the video. Jack Sobek exposed a recent incident that happened in Plano, Texas, which suggests riot lawlessness may even be spreading to Texas. Now, I live in upstate New York, about 45,000 odd people. This has almost 260. So it's 5 times bigger than my city. And what I'm going to read here is what Tim Pool talks about and many conservative people are saying now about supporting law enforcement. Now, in my town here in Binghamton, we have a really good mayor who wouldn't put up with this crap. Yeah, they let them protest for a couple of minutes, and then if they didn't move, they're all placed under arrest. They tried that a few years back at a Columbus Day parade, and they were arrested for disorderly conduct, which they should have been. You're going to see how the police chief reacts in this municipality, and you're wondering why conservative people are turning against law enforcement. In the incident which occurred last week, BLM protesters illegally blocked a public street, a little more than that. It was a major highway. If you see it towards the end, there's hundreds and hundreds of cars, maybe even thousands and thousands of people, all disrupted because these narcissistic morons, let me read on before I get mad. Trapping motorists. Such situations have happened across the nation over the past year, often resulting in violence. In the Plano video, one man emerges from his car and yells at the BLM protesters to clear the street. They not only do not clear the street, one of them also brandishes a weapon of some sort at the man. Now, they're not sure what it was. You saw in the picture there. Some saying it wasn't a gun. Then the police chief said it was a taser. Then the police chief said it was pepper spray gun. And, a police officer looks on, does nothing to clear the street, and instead seems to side against the motorist who is legally in the right. Now, here's some of the video. Warning. A couple F-bombs are thrown here, and I don't blame them because I'd be mad too. Let's read. Let's hear. I'll take down the volume a little bit. As you can see, he's going to the cop. Hey, clear these morons. I got to go to work. I got things to do. They get in his face. Yeah, he'll take him on. So he's going to take me on? He says, yeah. And the cop just stands there. Just stands there. Then a legal observer. More ACLU pieces of crap. Now the cop finally steps and said, now the lady's hollering at him. How the hell is that his fault? Not putting up with it anymore. Absolutely not putting up with it anymore. And this continues for a little while. I'll go to the end of the video here. And you can see in the background, there's quite a backup on the highway. Look how far back that goes. Way, way back. We're talking about thousands of people now. Now, where are these people organized from? Who's paying them? And they're getting paid. Don't let anybody kid you any. They're being paid to be there. Texas police officer allows armed left-wing militia, I describe it as that, to legally block traffic, reprimands a driver who attempts to clear the road and defend himself. BLM and Antifa protesters have illegally blocked public roads during many protests over the last few months. And they go on an incident in Provo, Utah, where protesters blocked the street. 60-year-old man in his truck. One of the protesters shot the man, wounding him. Several other similar incidents around the country have happened. Oklahoma now says if you feel like you're in danger, you can take your car and plow through the people, and there'll be no charges to protect yourself. And you can read the rest of the paragraph there. The car becomes a means of self-defense in such situations. I agree. Let's read now. Statement from the Attorney General of Texas. We must not let lawlessness take root in Texas. Unfortunately, it looks like it already has in Plano. It's about 20 miles north of Dallas, for everybody who's wondering. A group of radical left armed agitators and a police chief unwilling to enforce the law. Last week, a group of militant BLM protesters illegally shut down traffic underneath a major highway. When one man got out of his car to demand the mob clear the way, an Antifa-like character pulled what appears to be a gun and pointed at the man. Meanwhile, rather than disperse the crowd or arrest the lawbreakers, the lone police officer told the man to go away. Where's his backup? Where's his backup? I instructed one of my top deputies to contact the Plano police chief to get more details. What he heard paints an even worse picture than the video alone depicts. Now listen to this. Talk about shirking your responsibility. First, the police chief told my deputy that while the weapon drawn wasn't a pistol, it was in fact a pepper ball gun. In a separate conversation, the police claimed it was a taser. In a recent Facebook post, the department now is saying it was an electronic control device, a.k.a. taser. Whatever it was, the police declined to pursue the lefties who brandished the weapon, and no charges are being pressed against them. Now, here's the part that I'm going to blow this up here so you can see it up close. Second, the police chief was anxious to excuse the rioters. You have to understand the situation, urged the chief. We have to negotiate with these people. No, you don't. I remember years ago during the Iranian hostage crisis, they used to say day number, whatever, those of you old enough to remember. And then an Israeli high official on there on Ted Koppel's show. And they asked him, well, how do you negotiate with terrorists? And he said, we don't negotiate with pigs. We don't negotiate with terrorists, period. End of story. There's no other discussion. And all the rest of the panel just sat there with their mouths open. You can't deal with these people. You give in 1 millimeter, they will eat you alive. Do you expect us to mass arrest these protesters? Yeah, I do. You know that's not going to happen. Well, then get a new police chief. And those of you that voted, I'm not even sure what the composition of the city council and the mayor, what party they are, nor do I care. Vote them the hell out. Most law enforcement officers are ready and willing to uphold the law and order. We need them to do that. But too many are held back by politically motivated leaders. Is that the case in this case? I don't know, but I know the chief is full of crap. You took an oath, my friend. You took an oath. And now you're shirking on your responsibility and the oath you took as police chief. Crippled by woke agitators, now aiders and abettors to liberal lunacy. That's true. Finally, here's the part that really burned my ass. Finally, only one person from this whole incident was being charged with a crime. The one man who told the protesters to go away. Why? He told them to F off. I don't blame him. Assault with contact because he slapped a person's hand out of his face. No one else is being charged with anything. None of the law-breaking traffic blockers, nor the guy who pulled the weapon, not one. I always support Texas' First Amendment right to peacefully assemble and to petition the government for readiness of grievances. I understand they don't have open carry in Texas. I'm not sure. But oddly enough, I think they're much more restrictive than some of the other really big Second Amendment states, which is a little puzzling to me. And he goes on, no excuses. Attorney General Paxton is right on the facts currently available and seen in this video. The Plano police handling of the incident and the prosecuting of the motor is outrageous and may spark more violence as citizens believe law and order are eroding, and activists who have proven history of violence enjoy treatment that favors them over citizens who abide by the law. If this police chief in this town thinks, I'll arrest them all, I'll arrest hundreds, it'll take a long time, but I'll do it. But the local district attorney will just cut him loose with no bail. Good. Then the district attorney will be voted out next time, and if he's not voted on directly and he's appointed, have him resign. Fire his ass or her ass. And that's what's happening. They're shirking their responsibility. I remember hearing the parade. There was probably a couple dozen. stopped the whole parade. I remember it was really ridiculous. And in fact, one of the, I've used air quotes, you can't see me, but protesters was screaming this is before COVID, right in the face of the police officer. What the F are you arresting him for? He says, disorderly conduct, which it was. It was a Columbus Day parade with hundreds and hundreds of people and multiple marching bands. All had to stop because these narcissistic morons, just like these narcissistic morons, and they're getting bolder and bolder and bolder. Now, we have a good mayor here in Binghamton. He wouldn't put up with this crap. He let those guys protest maybe a minute, maybe two. When they were told to move and they didn't, they started arresting them. Good for you. His name is Rich David. He's a damn good mayor. But here you are. Here you are. 20 miles north of Dallas, in Texas of all places. Why aren't these people in jail? Let the DA cut them loose with no bail and no charges. Let him put his or her neck out. I don't even know who it is that's a DA, nor do I care. People are getting fed up, folks. You're lucky this guy wasn't armed. You're lucky. And one of these days, it's going to be somebody that's on the edge about something far different than being blocked on a highway with BLM morons. This guy's going to be mad about something in his life. He just got in a fight with his wife or his girlfriend or one of his kids. He just got fired. God knows what mood he's in. And if he's armed and you guys come towards him, one of these guys is going to open fire. And don't give me that crap about gun control. Believe me, if 5 or 6 guys showed up here and pulled out their pistols and their rifles legally and said, disperse, you're blocking my way, you're endangering me, I want to leave, and you're holding me against my will, and they all raised their weapons, guess what? I bet you BLM would back off. It's incredible to me. And they're getting more brazen and arrogant. This is not the way to make social change. You think it is. It isn't. Dr. King would be outraged. Outraged. You want to march peacefully? Then march peacefully. You guys blew your chance. You should have had 5, 6, 700,000 people come to Washington to the same exact spot where Dr. King gave his speech with no incidents of violence, nothing, all peaceful. The whole world would have been on your side, not just a lunatic left. But you guys blew your chance because you're childlike, just narcissistic, and you're ruining the fabric of this country. And people have had enough. Like the guy at Network said, stick your head out the window and scream as loud as you can. I'm mad as hell, and I'm not taking this anymore. Until the next time, folks, goodbye and good luck.